Well, I'll be dipped. Sorry about that. My goodness. Uh, I'm sorry, you guys. Hopefully, we've got sound now. Um, type a 9 if you have sound now. I don't know how that thing got muted. There we go. Thanks, Rogue. Appreciate it, Rogue. Good to see you today, brother. Um, oh, I've been calling you Rhodey all this time, Mike. Thanks, Hugh. I appreciate it. Now I'm confused. Okay, so we bought this instrument yesterday. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for it. It's an Ibanez series guitar. It's got a kind of a contoured top on it, definitely well scratched up and nice and dirty. You can see these frets here in this area are very corroded, and the strings are all rusted. So this thing's been in a kind of a definitely a wet. Nice. I hope you can get that fixed, Justin. Anytime anybody comes to my house, you know, if you drive there, you will have car trouble, I promise. Hey, Frank, I saw an interview with you the other day with Jade. That was really awesome. It was great to get to hear your voice and listen to you speak. Um, and I saw one of your songs, I believe. I don't know if you played one today or not, but, or she, excuse me. Okay, so I'm having to eat a little bit of sugar. So what I'm going to do first is do what this guitar really desperately needs. This is just going to be a real basic video about setting up a guitar that will be for sale here at my shop. And I'm at a point now with my clients' work. I'm waiting for parts, pieces, to do some repairs. And forgive me for eating them, you guys. I've got to do this. Let's see. Yeah. There's a guy in the chat right now. I'm hoping Steven might pop in. Got some really unfortunate, terrible news. Steven's granddad, Tim's dad, passed away over the weekend, and been thinking about those guys a lot. So keep Stephen Rolfing and Tim, his uncle Tim, in your thoughts. Kind of having a hard time right now. I talked with Stephen a little bit last night, and he's having a hard time dealing with it. So just keep them in your thoughts, and they will get through it. I told him last night his granddad did two things really great, and Stephen and Tim are the two things that I know of. These guys are such cool people, and Stephen being a luthier and building instruments, and the work that I've seen that he does, he shares with me quite often. I'll get texts from him, and he's sharing with me, sending me photos of guitars that he's working on, and it's just really a joy to get to see that in a young man. So I've built a very nice friendship with him, and I'm really grateful to have met him through Tim, his uncle Tim. All right. So we're gonna just pull the strings off this thing and clean up the fingerboard right out of the gate. And also, this thing has the plastic sheathing on it that they put to protect the plastic from getting scratched. I'm gonna have to remove that. So pulling strings off of a guitar, I don't mess around with it. Just cut them. I'm not saving them. I'm not worried about the guitar falling apart. anything like that. That's interesting. This has some movement side to side. Huh. This is an interesting type of bridge setup down here that I'm not terribly familiar with. It always seems like there's something new. Somebody reinvents the wheel. Although Ibanez does a great job of redesigning stuff to make it better in most cases. Clayton, it's great to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Tremor Bear, hello. Thanks you guys for joining me. Rogue again, Frank, Justin, if you're still here, man. Great to see you. All right, so this isn't going to be a terribly exciting video for most of you, but you can get an idea of what we do to make a guitar, number one, presentable and playable. And so when I hand it to someone to purchase, they're not buying, you know, this guitar was probably, I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $400 new. I'll give you the full view of the instrument. I'll get my Skittles out of the way. I'm eating Skittles, by the way, for bringing my blood glucose back up to normal. I am a type 1 diabetic, so I'm not afraid to share that with folks. Most of you probably are aware of that. I have to take insulin and do it daily. So here she is. And so we're going to do some just basic spring cleaning at this point. So I'll show you some of the ways that I go about cleaning some of the stuff, which probably isn't much different than what most of you do anyway. I'll bring the camera up here. Hello. So we'll get a downward view on this. I had an old USRR Jackson V. Oh, dude. Tremolo system. One of them now. Look at all the name. Used to be popular. Like a camshaft make. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Sheryl Crow. I got to be careful. Probably a, doggone it, not a Floyd Rose. Oh my God, my brain is. Hugh, what's the other big whammy bar company? Doggone it, my brain is failing today. Somebody else knows what it's called. I can't, for some reason, my mind isn't letting me recall what the name of those are. Kaler. Oh, Clayton, welcome to the club, my brother in arms. Oh, geez, okay. Kramer. Oh, yeah. Gee whiz, dude. You got some stuff going on. Yep. Hugh hit it. The Kaler. Hugh is probably a Kaler system on that, Clayton. And I love those. Those are awesome tremolo systems. And again, you know, a company somewhat tried to reinvent the wheel with the Kalers, but they actually do work really nicely. I'm just using the standard 65 polish. I'm not worried about moving these. They're bottomed out, so I'll be able to reestablish the height of those. They weren't catching on the back of the saddle or anything, which is something I really like about this. They have a nice edge on the back edge here, so you're not really terribly worried about the string getting pinched off like on a Les Paul. And they actually have the intonation adjustment on the back side. So that's kind of cool. This is, again, a new saddle situation I've never seen before. Yeah, it's always something new. Eileen, hello. Yeah. Kalers were used, I believe, on a lot of the early, it's a company that's no longer in business, Carvin guitars used Kalers. That was where I first started seeing them back in the 80s when I was a young buck fixing guitars. The first time I saw one, I was like, oh no. Then I used it and I was like, holy smokes. Hey, thanks, Eileen. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to stay up on the chat as best I can to answer any questions. Y'all were here. If anybody was here yesterday, I was asked about Sith had a problem with one of her necks on her instruments was cracking, and I spoke with her quite a bit in depth today before I came to work. I don't have to be to work till 11 in the morning, so I'm usually up for 5 or 6 hours before I have to go to work. In a lot of cases, sometimes just 1 or 2. It depends on how late I stay up drinking. No, I joke. But I think we've got a good game plan to get Sith's neck repaired. Yeah, and you're absolutely right on that, Clayton. Yeah. And, you know, I make a big fuss about, or a stink about, you know, black guitars and how dirty they are and people bring in. I'm not a clean guitar freak. I do wipe mine down with a rag quite often at home. Definitely, if I've had one that's been hanging on the wall for a while and I pick it up to play it, I will clean it. And this one, I'm really doing my best to get all of the guck off of it, because this is somebody's going to buy this, and I don't want to hand them a dirty guitar when they purchase it. And the model of this is, here it is, it's an N427. There's the headstock. I believe that is the true model number. And we've gotten a lot of the guck off the top of this guitar. And it's fun because you know, as much cleaning on guitars as I do, I'm telling you, I'm the best dishwasher ever. Yeah. Nobody does it as good as I do. I don't own a dishwasher, wouldn't own one. Don't own a microwave, wouldn't own one. You gotta cook food. You gotta cook it. You gotta warm it up, throw it in the oven. Tastes better. Doesn't get all mushy. Anybody else anti microwave? I can't stand those things. It just makes you lazy. That's what I think. That's my reason for not having one. Have to stay active. Takes a little more effort to heat up the oven and wait for it. Not to mention, you know, with my diet, I can't usually just eat right when I'm ready to eat. I gotta take a little bit of insulin and wait a little while so the patience doesn't bother me. Yeah. Hey, Jeff. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, tremor. That's a bummer. You were able to find another pickup to replace the gold one or the chrome one. There's a little glob of stuff right here that you probably can't see me working on at the moment. That I'm gonna take a little more polishing compound. There we go. This is really interesting how this mounts in here. Not really a fan that it bounces side to side like that. And I don't see any way to stabilize it there. Can you guys see what's happening with this? Sorry if I don't have you. I got to talk to my camera guy again. He's slacking. It wiggles like that. Not really a fan of that. Hey Jeff, did you get a hold of that kid that wanted some lessons the other day? I think we had his number. Okay. Okay, we've had a few guys come in. I've got some openings. I've called, but if I can't work out the schedule, I'll give you their number immediately if you're interested. Yeah. had gotten 2 other numbers and I've contacted them but haven't heard anything back. So I'll let you know if anything comes up. All right, so interesting the way this slides. Oh yeah, Eileen, you're very kind. Yeah, this is strange to me to not have it be very stable, and I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen when I get strings on this. Do I have to kind of shuffle it side to side to get it to stay put? We'll see. I mean, the string tension will hold it in place, but kind of interesting. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to go ahead and take care of the back of this thing, and you'll notice it has the plastic protective shield on there to keep the plastic from being scratched, which if you leave those on a new guitar for very long, they can become very difficult to get off of the instrument. I do recommend that if you do buy a new guitar, to pull it off there almost immediately. And I'll get this one off of here. I do make it a rule to not remove another man's condom. However, this one happens to be my own at this point, so so we'll pull this off of here. And this is why I do not like leaving these on here, because it becomes very difficult to get off. How you doing today? All right. Gotta have a good fingernail. See if I can get her. Now, if this was, if this guitar was brand new and this coating was on here, I don't know how old this guitar is. I haven't looked at the age or the manufacture date or anything. But if this was new, I'd already have this off of here. So I'm gonna have to go very slowly across this thing. Try not to tear it. Get all the plastic out of here that I can. There it goes. Now I've got it moving. Isn't that cool? But boy, these things are hard to get off there. If you, oh, there it went. It tore. See, that's what happens. They start tearing, and then you've got to dig at them. You're going to cost yourself a whole lot of time, wasted time, not playing and pulling this plastic off of your beautiful guitar. There we go. Come on. I don't like to make a huge deal out of that, but pull these off of your brand new guitar, please. They just start looking bad is the other thing. It just looks terrible because this plastic gets all frayed and makes your nice looking guitar look terrible. There we go. We got her. Let me see. Experience on bass drum sax. Oh, that's cool, Rogue. I didn't know you played all those different instruments. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh, trimmer, that's cool. Yeah, I cut my teeth playing at church. I don't belong to a church anymore, but when I was a young kid, that was how I learned how to play. And where I learned how to fix guitars, because we had a guy that worked there, or that played in the church worship team, that taught me how to fix my first broken guitar, and changed my life forever. Alright, I'm not going to worry too much about the headstock at this moment. Kind of clean it up a little bit again. Alright, so now we're going to do the classic and the very boring Let me make sure that's not wide enough. It's not wide enough. So that one might actually work. Oh yeah. I'm looking for a tool. There it is. That would work. I'm gonna simply take some. Got some 1500 grit. I believe it's Gator. Gator brand. This is the stuff that all the guys that do guitar repairs that don't do them live, this is the stuff they cut out of their videos because it is kind of long and tedious process. So I'm just going to start with some 1500 grit and polish these frets up. I am not worried about the fingerboard. There's absolutely no wear and tear on the wood on this fingerboard. It's in great shape, and I'm hoping you can see how nasty these frets are in here. 1, 2 road trips. All right, so here we go. We're just going to knock the guck off the tops of these frets. I need my wider fret, but you can see that one already looks light years better than it did before. Where is my white fret? There it is. That's the one I was looking for. So I'm just going to start out here kind of in the middle. We'll hit this one again so that I can get the sides of it. And this is 1500 grit. I could certainly use some 600 or 400, but these frets are actually in really good shape. So, you know, what I know is that when someone walks into my shop and they're looking for a guitar, when they see this one, it's going to have these explosively shiny, beautiful frets on it, which makes bending notes feel better and playing chords feel a lot better without having all this guck on them. And if this was a client's personal instrument, I might take a little more time with this process. On this particular guitar, again, it's not a terribly expensive instrument, which I don't care about that. I don't care about the value of a guitar. I just want it to feel right when I play it, because I generally know if it feels good to me, it's probably going to feel good to somebody else. If I had to hand the guitar to Eric Clapton, let's say, or, you know, Joe Satriani, they would probably really enjoy playing it. You can see this guck right here, and we'll just quickly remove that so that these frets will have a nice, nice appearance. And this takes a few minutes, so be patient. I'm going to have my elbow grease going here for a bit. We'll get her. If anyone's offended by me calling the guitar her, it's a habit, and I mean no disrespect or anything like that. The world has become so offensive these days, so I just want to be sure that I'm very clear. I call most guitars her, because they're such, you know, for being a man, that they're very sexy instruments, like women. So there you go. So we're just polishing up these frets, getting them nice and clean. I know this part is really boring, and again, the guys cut all this stuff out of their videos. The Dave's World of Fun Stuff guys and Jerry Rosa, all my brothers in arms that do this type of work on a regular basis, they don't usually leave this part of the work in their videos. Kind of cool that Caleb, Rosa Stringworks, his YouTube channel is really exploding. I don't watch a lot of his videos, I can't. I don't have time. But his seems like his channel's doing really, really well. And he's ultimately doing the exact same thing I'm doing. I don't see much live stuff from him, though, or any other guitar technicians. It's, I think, probably because stuff like this is just time-consuming and kind of boring to watch, if you ask me. I hope I'm not boring you. And I'm really going over this as quickly as I can to make this thing progress very quickly. I can't spend a ton of time on this because I'm not being paid necessarily to do this, but I am making the guitar far more valuable than it is right now. Okay. Now I'm going to check the neck for being level. Use my neck leveling measuring device here with no strings on it. I like to check. Boy, that thing is dead on. Holy smokes. I don't have to touch it. However, it is important that I test the truss rod. So I'm going to pull the truss rod cover off of here, which means I got to pull some screws. Here we go. My cameraman's drunk again. Doggone it. Sorry about that, you guys. Alright, and you can see the truss rod cover has the plastic shield on it to protect it from getting scratched. I'll be removing that. There we go. Alright, there's that. I always keep a good fingernail on my hand. I think you probably do the same exact thing. Typically on my right thumb, and my left finger got pretty mauled here when I was building the house many years ago. It was a table saw accident, and I'm lucky to have my hand. But gotta have a scraper. All right, let's see what happens when we turn the truss rod. And I use a tool like this to turn a 4mm truss rod. It gives me a nice long access for an acoustic guitar that has a truss rod that's way up inside there, and this one really generally works great on this style of guitar. So again, I'm just checking to make sure that the truss rod actually does work. So I'm gonna tighten it first, and it turns very nicely. It's got tension, and already I can see that that made the neck move properly. It's kind of an important step. Yeah, oh yeah. So we're gonna flatten her back out. I like to start with a flat, level fingerboard before I do a setup on a guitar. There we go. Looking good. There she is. So the truss rod works perfectly. All right, so I'm gonna oil the fingerboard. Here we go. I'll get you down here. Let's see. Yeah, got it. Oops. Oh, Cheryl Crow. Sorry, Cheryl. I didn't mean to expose you to actual people. She blocked one of my videos, one of my repair videos, because her video was in my video. That's crazy. So now come here. I'm gonna use a bit of unboiled linseed oil. I still use the unboiled stuff. I have a lifetime supply of it, so I won't ever need to buy the boiled stuff. We'll get a little on there, and watch this wood come back to life. This stuff is really dry. This neck has obviously never been treated from the day it was made, probably. So look at that wood, the color just come back, and It just looks beautiful. I love putting a finish or oil on the fingerboard on a guitar. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, if you want to call it a job. I joke about that a lot. Wipe it on, wipe it off. Don't leave any on there. Just get all the excess off and call it a day. There we go. Looking really nice. Looking nice. Yep. Yeah. What are the pros of orange amps? I like their t-shirt logos. That's what. And I love that they don't put volume on their amps. They put a what is it, an upward chevron symbol, and they put a treble clef for their treble adjustment and the bass clef for their bass adjustment. It's almost like if you own an orange amp, you've got to know a little something about music to actually use it properly. I love that, man. Those guys are genius. Make you get an education before you buy one of their amps. That's great. Okay, so we're here at the juncture where we need to put a set of strings on this. I'm going to use regular Slinky 9. Oh, I got to be careful about Cheryl. Regular Slinky 10 to 46 gauge string. Let's see what happens here when we start throwing strings on this bad boy. And again, this is kind of you guys have all seen this a 1,000 times, right? I do like these tail pieces, or stop bars, whatever you want to call them, because you can put the string through from the top, and it's kind of a cool design for these. Now the nut is in really good shape. We're gonna slap it. Oh, and I'm not stringing it up left-handed today. That was so funny when I did that the other day. How am I? Am I in pitch? Hello, Dave. Welcome. Dudes. How's everybody doing? All right. Is that A? Am I good? Kind of an easy saddle to restring. These are really pretty cool. And you know, one of the reasons that I would say that is because of my I think I'm pretty close. Let's see. Oh wow, Dave, 1 a.m. in the morning. Holy smokes. Boy, the night is young here, brother. One thing I'll say about this tail piece that I really like is that as a gigging musician, when I was playing gigs all the time, not many years ago, but just a couple of years ago before it all got wiped out, if you break a string playing live, you want to be able to get a new string on your instrument very quickly, which is why I put strings on instruments the way I do and don't tie knots and do all the winding and bending over and all that stupid stuff that people do that's absolutely, utterly useless. You know, if I break a string in a live show, I want to have a new string back on my instrument in seconds instead of minutes. And so that is my reason why I love this, because check how easy this is to put a new string on there. You just drop it in and pull it over, and that's all it takes. So it's pretty cool idea. I'm proud of that design. The engineers did something right for sure. That's a cool reinvention of the wheel, if you will. This one turns a little tight. There we go. Yeah, isn't that cool, Clayton? This is a really neat design, but this part of it, I haven't seen this before, and so it does move a little bit. Not really, you can see it moving. Not really a fan of that, but it seems to be pulling that direction, so we're going to just hope that that's where the strings will align with the fingerboard properly. I would guess it will. We'll see. I'll be right back with that last string. We'll get it on there. Yeah, the hardware on this is in really good shape. Major third. Oh, when the Saints, right? Right. Oh, I haven't had someone else put a set of strings on one of my guitars, and I don't even know how long it's been. It's been a long time. There we go. Almost done here. I think I'm at E flat right now. Give them a little stretch here. And you shouldn't be nice about stretching your strings. Again, I mean, don't break them, but definitely stretch the hell out of them. I'm going to check my tuning. I'm going to let you check it with me. Let's see how good my ear is. Let's see. This should be A. I was that much flat. The D was dead on. So my ear still works. Oh, just stretch this G string out. You can see just with one little pull on that G-string, I got a lot of the stretch and the, you know, whatever. And here's an important fact, that these windings will actually stretch a little bit and you'll tighten them up. And I've heard guys say to put solder on these. I've never done that. I find that kind of a wasted step if you're properly stretching your string. So all of this work that I'm doing here pulling on these is also getting some of the stretch and tightening up these windings where the string is fastened down at this end. So there's a lot more to it than just getting the stretch out of the string itself. Ooh, and that one just slipped a little bit. Look, it felt like it might have moved in the, and that might have been these windings. Might have been those windings tightening up. Amazing. Again, just keep going with stretching them. Get them stretched. Don't mess around. There's no reason to play a guitar that's going to go out of tune because your strings aren't stretched far enough. It's a waste of time. And it sounds bad. There ain't nothing worse than a guitar out of tune. So I was pretty darn close on all these. I don't have perfect pitch by any stretch of the imagination. My relative pitch is very good. Why don't we see if the electronics in this thing work, huh? Let's plug her in. Whew. I just may have... I don't know, that looks good. Oh. All right. Hello. Okay. Yeah, they work. No, I'm not hearing any clicking or if you do hear clicking in your volume knobs, just do this with them for a little bit. Just roll them. It'll clear them up. Usually you should hit it with a little bit of a contact cleaner, but that's not necessary. You can usually fix a clicky, scratchy volume knob with a little bit of spinning on it. See you next time, brother. Alright. Alright, so let's take a look at our, what do we want to do first? Let's do a neck relief. Alright. Need a capo. Need my capo. And my feeler gauge. Here we go, 12 thousandths. Let's see what kind of a neck relief we've got on this bad boy. Oh yeah, way too much. We've got to tighten the truss rod so it has a pretty noticeable underbow. So we're going to go up here and cinch up this truss rod. and give it a little turn, and we'll try that, see what happens. I fret the guitar right where it meets the body because the neck isn't moving anymore beyond that point. Okay, we're getting close. Hoping you can see how I'm doing that. I don't know if my cameraman's doing a good job or not. So what I'm going for on this is really low string action. Turn my amp off. And look at those computers. Oh, Dave, man, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I need to mellow that guy out. All right. So we're still adjusting the truss rod here. We're getting awful darn close, but we're still not there. So I've had to turn this truss rod quite a bit. This is quite a bit of turning. So not that it's unusual or anything. There we go. Now we're making some. My feeler gauge is feeling the string. That's what it's supposed to do. That's why it's called a feeler gauge. Probably a little, I might have gone a little bit too far in flattening the fingerboard out, but only time will tell. Where did my, oh, well, there it is. My string action device was stuck to my screw holder. On this one, we're gonna go at the 12th fret, and boy, that looks really nice. And that looks really nice. We're about 5/64ths here and just under 4/64ths here. I like to see 3.5 or 3/64ths on that side. We'll check the pickup heights. Here we go. We're a little bit low on that one, so we'll bring her up. Let me get you down here in the action. I use this to measure them. There are other devices out there, but I've been doing that for so long. It just works. And I kind of like seeing the numbers on a measuring stick. It reminds me of my days plumbing houses. This one needs to come up a little bit. And 4/32 is what I'm using. And that's way too low on this side. And then I go 3/32 on the treble side of the strings. That gives you a good balance of string volume between the low strings or the bass strings on your guitar and the treble strings. And it's a safe distance for your magnets to not be grabbing your strings and killing all of your sustain. How many times have you seen a guitar with a pickup just basically almost touching the strings? You have no idea what that's doing to the sound of that guitar. Alright, so this thing is all cleaned up. We've gotten the pickup heights adjusted. We've gotten the neck relief done. We have gotten the string action. I measured it. I didn't have to change anything on that. It's really kind of nice. And actually, it's a little bit lower, I believe, because I flattened the fingerboard out. What's up, Gary? Hello. That's a great question. God, if you guys haven't heard Gary's new song, I know y'all probably have, but man, go check that out. That's killer. Hetriani's amazing guitar playing on that. I love hearing new music from those guys. it's really great to see people getting stuff done. All right. So we're going to check a little bit of intonation at this point. Hey, Zach, my brother. Hey, Zach, we have another brother in arms here in the world of the big D word. It's great to see you. Our brother Clayton is among the brother in arms here. So that's kind of cool. I had no idea. That's great. I mean, it's bummer. I'm a type 1, by the way. I'm not a type 2 diabetic, so I don't have to take all the pills. I just take shots all day. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna check the intonation on this bad boy real quick. I'm gonna do this in the seated position because I like to. I have found that in recent moons, it seems like doing the intonation setup in the playing position where you're either seated or have it hanging from a strap seems to be a little more accurate. Oh, and he's a type 2, another brother. Boy, we got a lot of diabetics in the house. We all got to support one another. Man, you got to eat right and check your blood sugar and check it often. I'm going to check mine right now. Let's see where mine is at. Let's see. I have the old Dexcom G6 and I'm at, there you go. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm doing good. It's 118. Eileen, thanks for stopping in. Yeah. All right. So let's throw an intonation on this to see how close the intonation is from this guitar arriving in my care and making some adjustments to it. Again, I want to thank everybody for hanging with me. It's kind of a not terribly exciting live stream, I realize that, but you might learn something. I'm not all about cooking or trying to be super funny or have this big boisterous personality. Just want to help. Oh, look at that. There we go. My battery's getting low. We'll see where we're at. I know you can't see the strobe tuner. But...
Well, you probably want to get...
Hey.
So I got my paycheck yet. It's in the office, but they're waiting.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to myself.
Getting you.
Probably something like that.
Getting you dialed in though.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
So how much is for that? I'm gonna see how much that is, my friend. So maybe this more.
Thing is intonated, really pretty solid. Get that off of there. That thing is that low E string was dead on. The A string is dead on. I'm gonna be out of a job here. This thing is. Yeah, I don't have to adjust anything on this one. This is great. And that one's a little flat. still just a little bit flat. I have a lot of movement on these saddles too. This is really a cool design. My compliments, Ibanez. Dead on.
I think we need new speaker terminals. It's not working.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
I said, well, it's probably not the speaker terminal. No. It lights up, but no sound. Well, could be a million things.
That's the thing, man.
Yeah.
People don't realize. You ask about it. My speaker doesn't work. How many things could be wrong with that? We're going to take a look now at the my beautiful face. How we all doing? Let me see. Changing string gauge from 10 SPTO to 9. Oops. Trimmer, I think that is a fantastic idea. Yep. Yeah. Let's see. Oh boy. Yeah. Ha ha ha. Needs fret work. Trimmer, that's a, you know, if you've never done it before, that's not a bad idea. Zach, you're type 2, I understand. Yeah, I'd be careful, Clayton. I wouldn't recommend, you know, I mean, I don't recommend using credit ever. I own my car. I don't own a house. My rent's covered. I don't own a credit card. I don't use a credit card. If I don't have cash for it, I don't need it. The instruments I bought, I saved a couple of years and bought them, knowing what was coming down the road. I do not recommend using credit. That is the world's biggest organized crime syndicate, and it's very similar to car insurance, right? You pay for car insurance for 10 years and you never have an accident, and you get nothing back for the privilege to drive? Nah. We can get into that, but I'm going to avoid too much serious politics stuff. That's not political, of course, but let's see, where did my 16 go? Oh, here we go. No, I must have knocked that off of there. Oh, I got a 17. We'll check our first fret action. Boy, you guys are witnessing this, man. This is a factory setup as far as I know. Now, I believe that I could get a little better first fret action out of a couple of these. I'm not going to touch that right now. Again, I'm setting this guitar up to be sold, and I want to leave myself a little room for error. Somebody might want to buy this guitar and play slide on it, and now you know, who knows? I'm just taking cutting the string ends off of here as my day's winding down to an end. I've got a little bit of extra string on this one, so I'm gonna pull that through. There we go. I feel better about that. And boop, there they go. What am I forgetting? Nothing. Let's see if this will get back. Yeah. I love when Ibanez did those truss rod covers that you can push them out of the way just by folding it open. Those are really cool. That was a great idea. This one's old enough that it doesn't have that. It's in the same kind of class of instruments, though, that would have had that. Boop. Oh boy. Okay, you just saw me do it. That's another reason why guys won't do live guitar repairs, because they don't want to show them making mistakes or dropping something and losing it. Right? I do not walk on water, folks. In fact, I need to magnetize this screwdriver. Let me see if I got some. I'm looking for some black screws. Looks like I might have one in that little box. Magnetize the screwdriver up. Alright. Now it won't fall out of here. Unless I do something really dumb. There we go. Now, do I have another black screw that'll fit that? Look at that. This is why you never throw anything away, especially screws. And it's an exact match to the screws that were already in this. So, nothing lost. There we go. And now, pretty much ready to play this thing and see how she does. We'll get you over here. What'd you say, Hugh? Damn it. You put it back. Yeah. Yeah, let's try not to talk about COVID on here. That's a thing of the past at this point. It always has been in my book, but we don't need to talk about it. There's way better things to talk about other than politics. Got plenty of music and guitar stuff to discuss. Tremor, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, these things, Ibanez is one of my favorite guitar manufacturers of all of them. I mean, I would put this guitar up against any Les Paul ever made. I literally would put this guitar up against any of them. Probably cost $400 to buy this guitar brand new. And after it's set up properly and intonated and done all that, if Ibanez didn't do it correctly, I'd go do a gig with this right now. No fear of it. Zach, that's a smart man. I like that. Sound like a Toiger. Well, let's see what these 10s sound like. I didn't put an ultralight gauge of strings on it. Or I didn't use 9s. I like 10s on double cut guitars. I think that they work really well. Les Paul style guitars, and the neck scale makes them feel pretty darn comfortable and easy to bend. So we should have. There she is. Gotta pick up my tools. After all that moving around and stuff, we're gonna tune her back up and we'll find a loop. What key should I play in? Somebody call a key out. We tried this once. All right. Oh, Michael, welcome, brother. Oh. Gee whiz. Oh. Moment of silence for Mutt. Oh, I just discovered in just messing around here that this strap button is loose. There we go. We'll check the one on the neck, or on the. That one feels a little bit better, but we'll still give it a cinch. Make sure, give it a little insurance. There we go. Nice. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, when I got divorced and got the settlement for my divorce and my house and all that stuff, I paid off every bit of debt, and I've never had it since. I owe nobody anything. Nobody nothing. I don't want to owe anybody anything. Thing is a very bright guitar. that some kid that happens to walk in here and need a new guitar to learn how to play probably would have a pretty nice instrument in this one. Yeah. Charlie, hey, welcome, brother. Dave, what's up? Hugh. Yeah, Zach, the guitar, I mean, it's pretty much, feels good. When I got it, it was pretty much, I mean, it wasn't unplayable. It's just the strings were all rusted. I mean, you can't, you know, if you're going to bring you're going to take, number one, if you're going to take a guitar in to sell it, and make sure it looks good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Charlie, welcome, man. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well, man. Oh, God. King's X, bar none. That is one of the best guitar bands ever. 3 pieces. And the vocals, holy smokes. Yeah. So what do y'all think? You think this thing, what do you think it's worth? How much would you buy this guitar for? You just saw it, you know, I've got about an hour of time. How long have we been on? Let me look. So, yeah, about an hour and 10 minutes. What do you think? How much would you sell this for? What would you ask?
Oh, look, that's looking good. That's the one we just got, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sounded good.
It's all set up and ready to go. Yeah.
All right. Are you okay if I take off?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
And did you get that speaker? Is it working okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I need to drive some screws into it. I just wasn't quite done with that. So.
And then somebody left you.
What's that?
Then somebody left you here by yourself, so you
yeah,
couldn't finish it. You need some new help, dude.
So I know. I keep talking about my cameraman. He sucks. I think he's drunk most of the time. So
yeah. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
Okay. Have a good night, Mike. 350. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. It's an N427 model with a bound neck. You know, it does have some, you know, kind of nice stuff. There is zero, just a couple of details. There is 0 cheese grater frets on this thing. Waleed does this move where he lets it fall through his hand like that. That's a great way to check if you got cheese grater frets. You just don't want to drop the guitar. It's not real scratched up real bad. I don't know how well this will show. There's definitely some playing wear on it, and you know, I could take a polisher to this and buff all that stuff out of it. Yeah, 350 in Canada. Okay, that's good to know, Frank. You know, I'm not a fan of black guitars. If you've watched my live streams or any of my videos, you probably already know that. Yeah. I'm here all by myself now. I can sell stuff for whatever I want. I love it. Yeah. Gary, just for you, bro. There it is. There's your thumbprint. Should be in like big bold letters right now. Oh yeah. That's funny. I have to watch the video and see what that looked like. Yeah, man. You know, they look cool. Don't get me wrong. They look really cool, especially live with lights and stuff, and the way that they reflect, especially a gloss finish black guitar. Oh yeah. Yeah. But just the fingerprint ability of them, and you know, just trying to keep one clean. They just show every mark on them. And you know, as I'm finishing up with this one, kind of looking at a couple of things and that I didn't miss, but that I just didn't really do a thorough cleaning. I didn't wipe down the sides of this guitar, so you know, on the side of this guitar, there's some drippy drip like snot or beer. Probably not blood. I don't think it's blood. Probably snot that I gotta get off of here. Yeah. You got a Black Jackson, great. Oh yeah, dude, that was a clean thumbprint, Gary. Thanks for joining us, Gary. It's great to see you. Yeah. So we'll clean that up. See, now I just wiped that down, and it looks like that versus having snot drips on it. So here's a bit of advice: if you are going to sell a piece of equipment or a guitar, clean it before you take it to anybody. Just clean it. Take the time. You can use rubbing alcohol in most cases to knock a lot of the crap off of it. Yeah, virtually any normal household cleaner will work to get the guck off of it, the DNA, if you will, whatever. I used rubbing alcohol for a long time on my own guitars. And I kept a little bottle of it with me most times, so right before I'd set foot on stage, I could wipe the guitar down and make it look all nice and shiny for the production of a show. You want to look good. That's awesome, Gary. I'm still waiting to buy an iPhone. I don't think I'll ever make enough money, though. Black 72 Les Paul. Oh, I bet that thing probably weighed a ton, too, Charlie. Was it a heavy one? Those 70s era Les Pauls were notoriously super heavy. Oh, Downtown Wasted. Yeah. Yeah, that's a, yeah, now this thing, I mean, basically, I'm not going to white glove this guitar, but it's clean. I can roll it here and you can see, and it did not look like this when I got it. If you want to see what this thing looked like, go back to the beginning of the video and you'll get an idea of how much cleaning I've done on this thing. And a lot of the cleaning happens just kind of almost automatically. You know, you're going to wipe stuff down and, you know, just anywhere you notice a little bit of guck, take the time to get it off of there. What's everybody's plan for the night? It's a beautiful Tuesday evening. I'm gonna go home and get to work on some more drum programming for a song. I would love to play for you guys, but I can't. I don't own the music, and the recording is not done yet. I'm recording with a young man named Ricky Markwick here in my town here, and he is a fantastic guitar player. Gary, you'll dig this one that's coming. Yeah. All right, Gary, fair enough. Or Charlie, fair enough, bro. I'm trying to, he's a 12 string. Oh, cool. Cool. Clayton, have a good one. Thanks for being here, brother. It was great. I appreciate your input. Always. I'm gonna kind of hang in here until it's about time for me to go home for the day. I've got about 20 minutes left in my workday, and we've had kind of a slow afternoon. Yeah, I think you'll dig it. So where we're at with that production, at this point, Ricky has played all of the instruments. We've tracked 6, 7, 8 guitar tracks and full drum kit. that I've done all of the drum programming. I've probably got about 7 or 8 hours into drum programming on it so far, and some synth tracks to kind of bring in some low sub audio into it. And hopefully this week, one of these nights, possibly tomorrow night after work, either that or this coming weekend. And we would have finished a lot of the song this weekend, but Ricky got a cold, so we weren't able to complete that, or at least get that much of it done. We've got a lot more production work to do on it, so it's gonna take it some time. And of course, we won't release it until it's ready. Playing some guitar later. Right on, Zach. Right on. I'll definitely be playing some guitar tonight. I don't have students on Tuesday evenings, which is really kind of nice, although I've got 2 that I may have to schedule at that time. We just had college get back up and running again, and there's a lot of students that take lessons from a very good friend of mine, Dwayne Boyer. He teaches the guitar classes, guitar stringed instrument classes up at the university, and he'll often refer his students to me if he sees someone that wants to continue. I've called 2 guys today, in fact. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Keep up the good work, Frank. Man, I hope you're doing all right. Oh, Charlie put up a new video this morning. That's interesting. Yeah, let me see if I can let's see if I can I'm gonna do my best here to on the fly pull up Charlie's new song if I can find it. Let me add an input. Web, not a window capture, a browser. Let's add a browser. There we go. Let's see what this, there we go. We're at YouTube. Alright. Let's interact with this. I think you guys can see that okay. Let's sorry, I'm muted. So this should come through for you. I'm hoping. Sure, there's a new song from Charlie.
Amarillo by morning, love from San Antonio. Everything that I've got is just what I got on. The sunshine, the Texas sky, we're booking at the county fair. Amarillo by morning, and oh, I'll be there. Took my saddle in Houston, broke my leggings on a feed. lost my wife and a girlfriend somewhere along the way. I've been looking for an air on the pool that gate. I hope the church ain't blind. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's on my mind. Amarillo by morning, up from San Antonio. Everything that I've got is just what I got home. Ain't got a dime, what I got is mine. I'm river, Lord, I'm free. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. Amarillo by morning, Amarillo's where I'll be. If you guys like that, give it the thumbs up. Till next time, see you in the funny papers. Bye-bye. Here comes a snippet. You mine.
A little bit finished up, Charlie.
You mine. Matter where you go, won't be very far.
All right. Well, I've got to go back to my browser. Come on. Interact with it. We're gonna just pause that, and we'll go back to this. There we go. Should be back. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, there we go. Cool, cool. Not so easy to always to. There you go. Thanks, Hugh. Frank, thank you for being here. My best wishes for good health to you, brother. No problem, Charlie. I love hearing some acoustic rock and some acoustic music. I spent a lot of my life doing just that. A lot of open jams and a lot of solo acoustic gigs and and you know, it's just fun to kind of be reminded of that stuff. I don't do that much, not hardly ever anymore. You know, it'd probably be pretty eye-opening if I did do a broadcast where I did play a bunch of the old covers and such that I did back in the day. I think a lot of folks would be surprised. That'd be interesting. So I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I've got to get my shop squared away and get finished up for the day. Thanks again for everybody for being here today. And I had a really fun time working with you, and I appreciate your input and your feedback. Yeah, I'd rather, you know, I think, Gary, I'd rather play some, I think I would rather play some heavy metal, which I've considered doing also. You know, the whole argument about where's your drummer? Name a fucking drummer that has a drum kit set up that they can record. Name one. I'll wait. Right? So, you know, we have to do that. Drummers typically, there are very few of them out there that are able to, that have a drum kit that is mic'd up and ready to record. And if they are, we have to pay them typically to do it. Well, why aren't they paying me? So there you go. Y'all have a really, really wonderful evening. I know I will. Probably gonna have a beer tonight. Yeah, sounds good. Peace, y'all.